Okay, 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 okay. Oh, hey, Robin. Hey, Magoogle. All right, all right. I can't really see. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, God, guys. Hey, who is this? Sheebles. Hey, dear. Hey, Ali, Alti. Hey, baby. How y'all doing? Grand Rising. Trying to get everything set up so I can get my day going so we can start the day. But I want to put some more butterflies on here. Why is it not sticking? What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's wet. Duh. Oh, that one seemed like that. That one seemed like they wing broke. I don't know if that was gonna make it. Do I put more at the bottom? I guess I'll put a few more. That's really wet. I guess we'll leave it like that. I can't break that up. All right. All right. Hold on, I need one more thing. Tap out, Tasha. Hey, girl. Who is this? Aldi. Hey, Aldi. Hey, love. Oh, who lovely. Hey, baby. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? Let me know. Let me cut this water off, girl, because it's too loud. It's taking too long to quiet down. It should be quieting down here in a second. Tasha, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. What you got going on, girl? I normally don't get on this time, but Spirit was like, get on. So listen, let's talk about it. What you got going on, girl? How you doing? Where you at? Where you from? I hope everybody's having an amazing day. I'm doing so good. I'm sore as heck though, because y'all know I started this working out journey. And so like yesterday I went to oh, you're in Zimbabwe, you're in Africa. Right? That's not me not knowing my geographics. That's in Africa, right? Zimbabwe? I'm pretty sure that's in Africa. Ooh, wow. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate that, mama. I'm so sore, child, because I done started going to the gym. And so yesterday I did a workout with the personal trainer. He tried to kill me. I didn't think I was gonna make it, but I did, God. I'm so out of shape, Jesus, but I'm working on it. But I wanted to get on today. I know it's a little early. I said that I would be on about 12 or 1 o'clock today. But like I said, I was sitting here, and so I felt spirit nudging me to get on. So I just jumped on. Who is this, dear Aldi? Hey, baby. You already know me. If you have any questions, something you want to talk about, something you want to go into, we can absolutely do that. But I was sitting here, and I'm sitting here with spirit, going through my books and stuff, and trying to figure out what we were going to talk about for today. And so I came up with a few things. I got several different things, but then I was sitting here going through my little Bible here, and a specific question came up, and then I thought about that question, and I think it'll be really good if we do the live based around this one question. So I don't have anything planned. You know, normally I get on, I got my stuff ready, my points ready, all that. I don't have anything planned. So we're going to go into a free flow. We're going to let spirit flow and do it this way. Okay, so I don't know what I'm about to say. Look, I never know that anyway. What I'm about to say, what I'm about to do. If y'all was here last week, y'all seen what happened last week, y'all. But so the question for today is going to be, the topic is going to be, I don't know how to do this either. If somebody knows how to do this, please talk me through this. Let me see if I can add a topic or something. Hold on, let me see. Oh, 49, no. Let me see. Chat filter top messages. No, that's not how to do it. Ooh, hold on. I want to put it up, the question in the box here, so we can get into it, but I don't know how to do that, or if I can't even do that. So I guess I won't worry about it. Okay, so the question for today is going to be, hold on, let me get my stuff. Like I said, we're gonna do a free flow today. So at any point, again, chime in. If you got something going on you want to talk about, chime in. This is the space, right? This is our tribe. We're in this space on purpose. We come to this space. When you come to this space, I want you to be able to come to this space and get you some rejuvenation. Get some good energy. Get a good vibration. You see what I'm saying? This is the whole point for this space. We don't do negative energy. We're not doing nothing but positivity, love, and all those beautiful things surrounding that over here in this space. Okay, so like I said, this is the place you come when you need to plug yourself in, and you need to be, look, brought back to life. When you need somebody to breathe into you, when you need somebody to pour into you, you come over here. You come see me, okay? That's what I'm here for. Now, last week I got on, we had talked about the fact that you have to grow down before you grow up. Also, during that conversation, we talked a little bit about the retrograde, about what we were experiencing going through that last retrograde. So if anybody has anything to chime in on that, feel free. And so one of the things that I had mentioned about the retrograde was how I noticed for me, it did the opposite effect for me. It seemed like the retrograde, this last one we just went through here in August, was sending people, I was seeing everybody around me go like into an uproar, right? Into chaos. Everybody was dealing with like conflict and things like this. And so, like I said, I found myself sitting on the other end. But one thing that absolutely did stand out to me was the fact that there are so many lost souls at this point. There are so many people who are lost. There are so many people living in the dark, okay? There are so many energy vampires. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I'm going to tell you right now, in this space, in this time and space in your life, especially when you decide to either take the journey into your higher self, or when you find yourself in the midst of already in the journey of going into your higher self. If you call it being born again, whatever it is to you. But when you find yourself in this space, for one, you are going to be now exuding and radiating a new beautiful light, right? That is not common around you. I'm going to say it like that, especially depending on your environment. Okay, so you have to be mindful and cautious, aware, and conscious of certain energies that are going to be coming around you. Not only coming around you, because you also have to understand when you are on this spiritual journey, when you reach a certain level, when you're in a certain place with spirit, in a certain place with God, you have to understand, right? God's spirit will send people your way to either get a healing from you, a word from you, but there is something that this person, these people, the situation may require, from you. So you have to be mindful of these things, because now that you're exuding, right, and radiating this beautiful light, like I said, people are going to be attracted to that light. They're also going to be offended by that light. And depending on the person and their perception of you, how they are perceiving this newfound light that you now set under, it's going to come with some consequences and some chaos, because people are going to start to do what? Come outside of themselves to try to detour your journey, to try to throw you off course, okay? If you've not yet maintained a certain vibration or a certain frequency, you may not be able to handle these energy vampires, these leeches, whatever you want to call these people when they come around your space. So this is where the energy vampires come in, okay? This is where, like I said, you need to start paying attention not only to your surroundings, but also what you are involving yourself, where your attention is going, and where your focus is now going to, okay? Hey, David. Hey, baby. How you doing? Hey, Gonzalez. Hey, Lou. Hey, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Like I said, y'all know me. At any point, if you want to chime in, chime in. I'm not even speaking on a specific lesson today or anything, which I'm just letting spirit come on and do whatever it wants to do. So if you have anything you want to talk about or you want to discuss, you want to chime in on, please feel free. So, now the other thing about these, and like I said, these energy vampires, and not even that, like I said, y'all, it's so many people right now who are lost. All these lost souls, all the people walking around. At this point, it's like the blind leading the blind. The distract. Oh, God, it stresses me out. That's why I don't go outside. It don't stress. Look, it's stressing. I can't do it. I don't have a tolerance for it. So, first of all, that's why I'm saying I don't even go outside a lot, because I can't maintain a certain frequency, nor can I relate to a lot of things. So it's just easier for me to stay away. But like I said, you got to be mindful of this, okay? Your energy is changing. Your mind is changing, right? Your belief system is changing. Your soul is changing. Your heart is changing. Changing, everybody doesn't understand change. And just because you're changing, you can't expect the people around you to be changing with you. So this is where now creating your environment is going to come into play, okay? So the question that I want to ask you today, the thing I want to talk about today is, does your environment create your thinking, or does your thinking create your environment? That's our topic for today. I'm going to say it one more time. Does your environment create your thinking, or does your thinking create your environment? Because there's a big difference. And then let's talk about the difference between the two right quick. When Your thinking creates your environment. That means that it doesn't matter what is going on outside of you, what is going on around you, what it looks like, what the perception is of it. You are able to maintain a certain frequency within yourself despite the external. When your environment controls your thinking, well, you have the opposite effect. Whatever is going on around you, whatever is going on outside of you, whatever you perceive, whatever you can see, that has the ability to control your whole mind state. Whatever is controlling your mind state is doing what? Controlling your life. So that means when something happens outside of you, it is controlling your inside movements. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is backwards. That is absolutely backwards, especially when your external world is a reflection of your internal world. You should not be operating outside of yourself. Something outside of you absolutely should not have control over you. This is also how you get stuck in what? This is how you get stuck in existing. This is how you get stuck in survival. This is how you get stuck in traumas. This is how you stay bonded, chained to whatever your generational bonds and curses and all these things are. Your environment is detrimental. So you have to be able to create your environment no matter where you are. So the thing about this is, it doesn't matter what it looks like outside of you. You have to be able to do what? It's what we've been talking about, because this is all that matters. You have to go in. Okay? You got to learn. You have to learn to go inside of yourself. Hey Darth, hey Lou. Who is this? Diona, hey Diona, hey Truckett. Oh, hey Lovely. Hey Snicker, who is this? Snicker Thick, hey Snicker Thick, hey, 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 welcome, 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 Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. So yeah, so like I was saying, you have to be able to control your inside despite what your outside looks like. Because let's talk about it for a minute. That means whenever you are faced with a problem, a challenge, whenever something happens in your life, that has the ability to control you. You cannot allow things outside of you to control you. You cannot allow your problems to control you. Oh God. Sorry guys. I'm trying to get all these things off of my... Oh Lord, me and technology. It ain't no good. It's no bueno. Ooh, Lord. Hey, Tony Stafford. Hey, baby. Grand Rising. Okay, so whenever if your thinking cannot control your environment, again, that means whenever something happens outside of you, what? You're gonna be in how do I want to say this? Whenever something happens in your life, I mean, it's going to do what? It's going to have the ability to control your situation. Let me say it like this. And again, nothing outside of you should be able to control your situation, because we understand everything that happens for us, everything that happens to us happens for us, right? There's no such thing as something happened to us. Everything that happens in your life absolutely happens for you. It's absolutely on purpose. It's up to you to figure out what it is. And this is where when things happen in your life, you have to figure out to run into it or run from it, right? This is why when big things happen, especially when it's something chaotic, this is a great time in life. I love when big things come my way because I absolutely understand that this is set up not only for a reason, but it also has the ability to do what? Either be a catalyst to propel me into another whole time, space, and dimension, or it can be what? Detrimental to my being and have the ability to take me all the way back from where I was to the starting point, to rock bottom, whatever that low vibrational space is. I know for me, when I was first started going through my journey, as far as outside of me looks like, again, outside of me was a hot ass mess. There was nothing outside of me that was good. Nothing at all. So when spirit began to knock on my door, when spirit began to call my line, this is why I absolutely had no understanding, because I could not see what spirit saw. I could not see what God saw because I did not have that elevated perspective yet. We know that you can only see, right, on the level that you sit in. So meaning God sits high, spirit sits low. So of course, a lot of times when these visions, these ideas, these beautiful things are being deposited into your spirit, you're absolutely not going to believe them nor receive them. Especially depending on what it looks like outside of you, what it looks like around you, what your environment is, what your atmosphere is. Don't be like a place where I come from, because the place that I came from, like, it was a neighborhood, right? What they call the hood. And so there was nothing good going on. It wasn't nothing but sex, money, and drugs all day long. So it wasn't too much that you could be involved in. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is why God gives you vision. This is why God gives you elevated perspective on purpose. So you're able to see outside of where you currently are. When you're able to see outside of where you currently are, that then becomes what? That then becomes your inner guide. That then becomes your roadmap. That then becomes your motivation and your inspiration, right? That then becomes your light. That is your path becoming illuminated. This is where spirit begins to show you the way out. But if you so stuck in, again, what it looks like around you, well, you won't be able to find your way out here. Just got... So I remember, like I said, when, my journey first started and God and spirit was showing me all these beautiful things about myself. Like I said, I absolutely could not see it at all. But I do remember having a clear moment where I absolutely realized that I was sitting in my past, my present, and my future at the same time. Because this is what happens. We are multidimensional beings. You sit in your past, your present, and your future at the same time. There are multiple versions of you, and they all exist right now. This is why how it says that God can step in and make you anew, change your life around in a minute, in a second. This is what this means. This is also you, though, consciously, intentionally, awarefully also stepping into your free will and stepping into that higher vibration, that higher frequency of self, that spirit that God has revealed to you. Because you can't expect for God to show up and you not do your part, right? Walking by faith, there is no faith without works is dead. And again, we also know that when you're dealing with spirit, you're absolutely going to see it in the spiritual realm before you see anything in the physical realm. Spirit has to see how you move, how you receive these ideas. And you see what I'm saying? This is also why I tell you to be careful what you pray for. Stop asking for things that you're not ready to receive. Because in the midst of the transition, right, in the midst of your journeying into your higher self, you're going to want things, you're going to ask for things, and yes, God will give them to you. Spirit will give them to you. But the thing about it is, when you receive these things, you're not able to do what? You're not able to keep it. Because you don't know how to maintain it nor sustain it. You attained it, you got it. Spirit gave it to you, God gave it to you, but once you got it, you didn't know how to take care of it, nor what to do with it. You didn't know how to make it flourish. You didn't know how to make it thrive. You didn't pour into it. You just wanted it for the quick, whatever feeling that came from whatever the thing was that you asked God for that was given to you. Now that I'm on this space in my life, that I'm at this specific place in my journey, I can look back and see the lessons, right? And go and reach back when I'm faced with a situation that you call a problem. I don't do problems. I do situations. I do circumstances, right? But this is where I'm able to then reach back into my bag, right? Because I've been through all the warfares, I've learned all the lessons, and now whenever something comes my way, I can reach in that bag and I have what I need to handle that situation. This is what life is. Life is only one experience after another. Every experience that you go through is trying to either create, awaken something inside of you so that you can eventually be the person that God or Spirit created you to be. It's a part of purpose. So, in the midst of my journey, like I said, when I was first going through it, my life was a mess. My life was in shambles. So, no, it was not correlated to me. No, I was not receiving. No, I was not so receptive to the beautiful things, like I said, that God and Spirit was showing about me. It took me that surrender, and you already know, I've already told you about surrender. This is why you don't quit, you surrender. I got a video about that on my page here. You can go back and look at that. But this is where your surrender comes in. This is you moving out the way to allow yourself to get into that alignment. This is the other thing about it, and it seems diabolical to me now, again, now that I have this wisdom that I have now. But when your life is not going the right way, when something doesn't feel good to you, when something is not going in the direction that you will want it to go, you don't have to continue to do that in that fashion. This is also letting you know that it's time to change something. You can't expect to continue to keep doing the same things the same way and for change to happen. That's the definition of a psychopath. At some point, things must change. But the only way things are going to change is if the experiences that you are having throughout your life are actually turning into lessons. If you're actually digesting these, like I'm saying, experiences, because again, that's all we can do is go from one experience to another. Depending on your last experience is going to determine your next experience. Not only that, this is why it says in the Bible, what? You build the ladder in the former. Your current vibration, your life right now is a past thought. It's a thought you already had. It takes time, right, for the thought to play out in what? Actual what? Physical form. This is where your thoughts come in at. So the current space that you live in right now is a vibration off of a past thought. So, being that you are multidimensional and there are several versions of you right now means what? Again, if there's something in your life that is not the way that you want it to be, something going on, whatever it is, that is not coinciding with you, that is not no longer working, is a place you no longer you are in a place that you no longer want to be. That means at this moment, right now, You have the ability, this is your free will, to decide what vibration you will assume next. Yes, granted, you will not see it yet. But again, you know what? You have to feel it before you see it. So you have to assume the vibration of that emotion now. You assume the vibration of that emotion right now. You know what your future is going to look like. You changing your vibration. You changing your mind. You changing your belief system, your heart, your soul system right now determines your future. You don't have to stay in this vibration. You don't have to stay in this environment. You there now, yes, granted, but remember again, change starts inside and comes out. It's like a regurgitation, like a, you know how that's what, it starts in and comes out. It comes down, through, and out. That's what your life is. But you also have to keep in mind that before you even came down here, right? Before you came to this earth, you agreed to this. You signed a contract. Like, all this is predestined. But the thing about it is, it may be predestined, but it does not have an ending yet. The ending is not set in stone. This is the fun part. Look how excited I'm getting, because this is the beautiful part. This is the exciting part. You get to change this thing around. You get to change your life around. You get to do that. That's where you come in. That's where you waking up comes in. This is where you taking your power back comes in. This is where infinite possibilities come in and all these things here. Do you understand where I'm going with this? The ending is not set in stone yet. You can change the ending of your story right now, here today. Because it starts with the thought. Everything in your life starts with what? A thought. Nothing can exist in this world without being what? A thought first. You got to think this thing through first. And then put actions behind it. But first you got to change your mind. The switch, it flips here. You got to change your mind first. But the hard part about changing that mind, you know me, I'm not going to lie to you, is, just because you're changing, you can't expect everything around you to change. Just because your mind is changing and you are now adopting this beautiful frequency, everything around you is not going to be changing with you. So you must be able to do what? Maintain that vibration. And the way for you to maintain that vibration is what? You're going to have to immerse yourself in certain things. You're going to have to start walking away from the normal people, places, and things that you were normally used to. And once spirit steps in and you get into alignment, you don't even have to think about it so much, because these things will naturally happen. You will naturally evolve. These things will naturally begin to fall off. I'm going to tell you now, don't think too much, because thinking a little bit starts into you thinking a lot. And by the time you know it, you have overthought yourself out of the whole thing. So don't think so much. Remember, that thinking, that logical mind, that's that human aspect. And you've been so used to being that human for so long, you got to get comfortable with your being. And that being, you don't think so much, because you understand that you thinking means that God, spirit, can't deposit anything into you because your line is busy. You got to start clearing up that space. This is why, what does it say? God, I need more of you and less of me. That's what that means. Move me out the way here. That's also what a part of your surrender. There's different levels to this whole journey. But there's levels to everything, to the whole thing. What did I just tell you last week? This is also why you make sure that you start yourself off on a level that is actually attainable and maintainable so you can sustain. You want to be able to attain, maintain, and sustain. Set yourself up for success here, right? And remember also, there's no such thing as failure, right? So every time something don't what? Go that way, you know that you're a step closer, and that's not the answer. So you got to try another way here. That's all. That's technically, that's what failure is. So there's no, you don't have to beat yourself up. Don't be so hard on yourself. No. This is your learning process. You got to crawl before you walk. This is what it looks like. Okay? Once you start getting that momentum up, right? Once you start, because this is the thing about it. When you start changing, you plugged into God, you're plugged into spirit, you're plugged into the source. You are now becoming creator of your world. So a lot of these things that were normally keeping your attention and distractions and things like this, they're going to start falling away. Now you going into that divine sight, that kingdom vision, right? You got that elevated perspective. You sitting high and looking low. So now you can see inside of things. You can see inside of yourself. You can see inside of your world. This is the part where, like I said, you have to be mindful of this, right? Because once you start gaining that momentum, look, I'm going to tell you now, because it's going to start feeling good. This is also why spirit does what? When you start this journey, put you into isolation, right? So you don't have to be exposed to all this outside. Because all that's going to happen from the outside is what? People, obviously, they're not going to understand your journey. They don't know where you going, how you getting there, when you going to arrive, when you leaving, all these types of things. And that's going to send the people around you into a panic. When the people around you are panicking, they don't want you to go. What are they going to do? They're going to go out of their way to make sure that you don't leave either. So this is why you gotta now, because your environment, right? We're not allowing the thinking to, we're not allowing the environment to control our thinking. We're trying to flip that switch, and now your thinking is controlling your environment. So you have to be mindful of your space around you at all times. So this means keeping yourself surrounded in positivity. I'm going to tell you now, when I first started, because you have to disconnect. Again, everything outside of you, the world, the internet and all that, it's not going to be in alignment with where you're going and what you're doing. And you've not yet gotten to the place where you can, because see, this is what's happening. You've already been straddling the fence, playing in the dark and the light, and what? So this is the time where you picking a side. Attention goes where attention flows. You can't be focused on lack and elevation at the same time. But if you stay in a place where it's comfortable 9 times, that's where the lack is at. So you got to stay in this elevation mindset. So this means, like I said, creating the environment. You now creating the environment with your thinking. For me, what it looks like was I did a lot of reading. I totally got off of the internet. I didn't do the internet for a while. I spent a lot of time watching videos, reading, listening to inspirational things, exploring spending time outside, trying to spend more time with my family, but just doing things like this. A lot of the times, when you start doing things like this, it's going to be boring to the other people anyway. So you don't even have to worry about them. Like I said, at some point when you get to a certain level, you don't have to think so much about the fight, because you'll be more in alignment, and these things will begin to naturally fall off by the wayside. But when you first start your journey, when you first go in, when you first decide to take this step and go into your higher self, oh yes, you're absolutely going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight for your life and everything that it entails. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not going to sit here and say that. You absolutely must fight at first. But slowly but surely, you'll begin to get into your flow. And once you get into your flow, well, what do we know about the flow? When you in the flow, you let everything go, because you're in alignment. Your steps are ordered. Your path is illuminated, right? You're walking in divinity. You walking straight with God. You walking straight with spirit, your ancestors. Oh God, your guardian angels, the synchronicity, the signs, the wonders, This is also, though, too, why when a lot of people start awakening, they can't handle it. It's overwhelming. It's too much. Because literally the veil is being, you are seeing cut. I'm telling you now, colors, everything just looks so different. Everything feels different. You feel more. Everything is more intense. And this is because you are in alignment. When you get into alignment, you are getting into alignment with your intuition, your chakras, your energy. Do you understand? When your third eye ain't been open, when you not been used to using that pineal gland, when you've been so calcified and again in the dark, and you've not come into this light, this can absolutely be overwhelming a lot of times for certain people. This is also too why, again, a lot of people don't make it. A lot of people also don't make it because why? It becomes so much. And then again, especially if you look around your world, your house, your space, your job, and you're the only one walking in this new space, well then what? You feel like an outsider, a loner, or whatever these words are. And then what? You just go back to where everybody else is at. God created you on purpose. God created you to stand alone. So yeah, you're supposed to be out there. You're supposed to be on the outside looking in on purpose. You right where you're supposed to be. Is it uncomfortable? Yeah, you're right where you're supposed to be. Growth is uncomfortable. When God is stretching you, when Spirit is requiring you to be more than you've ever been, to go somewhere you've never been, you're absolutely going to be uncomfortable. But the beauty of the uncomfort is the unknown, right? The thing about God is, right, the thing about Spirit, the thing about the light is what? It's nothing but beautiful things there. We know that. Do you have to go through some ugly things, some hard things, some difficult things before you get to that beauty? Absolutely. But we also know that God purifies you through the fire. Right? This is how you're purified, baby. You got to go through that fire. This is how you're being made anew. This is what reborn, being born again looks like. Reborn, born again, however you want to say it. This is what it looks like. This is the process. But the beauty of it is, again, what do we know? You are going to go through a season of wilderness. Yes, you are. You are going to go to a dry, desolate place. Yes, you are. You are going to be called into isolation. Yes, you are. You are going to have to walk through those low valleys and those low places. Yes, you are. But we also know that this is for what? This is for God's glory. This is for the greater good. And at some point, you are going to be placed at the top of a mountain to where you will have to do no more. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You don't have to worry about them low places no more. Even if you found yourself back in a low place, you couldn't even stay there because it would not fit with your vibration or your frequency that you now attain. So when you go to these low places and these low places, you go down there to give a healing. You go down there to give a teaching. You go down there to get somebody else to bring them out. But that's not your home anymore. Is it a lot? Yes. Yes. Because once you start this journey, and you start going through the fine tunings of it all, right? Because, you know, this our habits, our waves, our characteristics, our personality, it's a part of our DNA. It's a part of your structure. It's a part of your program. It's a part of who you are. It's a part of your building. So that means going into your building, to your house you've built, to your mind space, to your heart, to your belief system that you've known your whole life, and to recalibrate it. Of course that's going to be a little difficult. But that's why you just do a little bit at a time, piece by piece. This is why you don't overwhelm yourself with all the weight of the world and all the weight of the shadows and the family and the job and the things. No. This is your journey. This is about you. Because once you get you together, this is the most beautiful thing about this journey that I can say. Once you get yourself together, I know I know that a lot of people don't hear me or don't understand what I'm talking about or don't care to know. But the fact of the matter is, if you can hear me and you can hear the sound of my voice, then this is for you. So listen to what I'm saying. The most beautiful thing about this journey is, first of all, to understand that you are absolutely creator of your world. To see the revelation. Oh God. Ooh, baby. When spirit begins to give you the revelations and you see all the beauty for your ashes. When you watch yourself, when God gives you that vision. I remember the first time I seen myself, baby. When God gives you these visions and these glimpses and all these things here, and to watch them come to fruition, to watch them come to pass, to watch yourself take your power back, to watch yourself unchain yourself, link by link. To watch yourself break them generational curses one at a time, piece by piece. You become a force. You become a source. You become a thing so big and so great that you become unstoppable, unmovable, unshakable. You are now the giant. Ain't no giants over you. Ain't nothing that can come to you that can throw you off track. That can, no. But to watch yourself, to see your life change in front of your eyes is one of the most beautiful things that has ever happened to me. And it's even been so more beautiful because what? I've let everything go. This outside world I do not relate to. My plug, I have purposely, intentionally surrendered, emptied myself out so I could be filled up and lifted up. nobody tell me nothing about her, because nobody on this earth had nothing to do with the version that I sit at right now. Let me change that up. Yeah, they did, because there was a part of the experiences that molded me into the person that I am today. But this journey, this work, this transformation, this new version of self, no one gets the credit for her but me and God. Me and spirit. Me and Buddha, Allah. Again, whatever it is that you believe in. But for me personally, I believe in it all. You know that. But so anyway, that's the only person who gets credit for this. I made this. So I know the ins and outs of this building, of this structure. Don't nobody have the map, the directions. Do you hear me? The blueprint for none of this but me and my creator. That's a powerful thing. So your environment has to begin with you. It has to begin with, it is you. It is you. Again, it's your insides what? Reflected outside. You got to be mindful of what? Like we just talked about right now. You got to make sure that you are keeping her covered. Keeping him covered. You hear me? I'm going to tell you now, honey. Listen. Can't nobody just come. No. Can't nobody just come, say they coming to me. They want to talk. You want to sit with me. You, baby, to be in my space. No, it's very personal. It's very limited. To be in my space, you have to be invited in. See, because the old version of me, right? The broken version of me, the torn version of me, the cursed version of me, the version of me that didn't know anybody, any better, did what? I let all the people in, all the outside energy in, and that's how my life looks like the way that it did. I didn't have no boundaries. I didn't have no limitations on this thing. Not only that, I didn't have any support. I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have any teachings. And the things that I know now is because Spirit sat me down. And like I said, I used my free will. I changed my mind and I decided to go into myself here. To be what? I had to empty myself out so I could be filled up. So like I said, the space that I sit in, the body that I sit in, the mind space, the heart space, and the soul space that I sit in is completely not only healed, but she's transitioned, she's transformed, she's been made anew. My shadows, my past, the people, places, things I used to know and all, irrelevant. Non-existent, non-void. Everything I do now is new, on purpose, with intention. Because I understand that what? I am building my ladder in my former. So that means whatever I do today, whatever I do tomorrow is going to be what I sit in 5 to 10 years from now. Because that's all life is, right? We understand. That's the past, the present, and the future. So this is why at any time when you choose to, you can do what? Take on that new version. You can be that new version of self, that old version, or the current version. You can bounce back between. See, because this is what a lot of people do. They go from dimension to dimension. You want to be old for a little bit. You want to be new. No. It's time to pick, right? Until you decide where you're going, what you doing, how you doing, you can't begin to build. You can't just keep looking for a place, looking for a time. You don't know how much you got left. So when are you going to start building your now permanent place? Because this new life, this new heart, this new mind, this new belief system, this is your new home. This is where you're going to live for the rest of your life. So when are you going to start building? Because all this that you're doing here, if it's not actions, if it's not discipline, if it's not works towards your new vibration, then this is a waste of time. See, me personally, I don't choose to do anything that's not a part of my future. So I don't care if it's a person, a place, or a thing. If you are someone I don't plan on speaking to, someone I don't plan on having a relationship with for the rest of my life, I won't be talking to you today, and you wouldn't have talked to me yesterday here. You see what I'm saying? Ugh. You're not on my timeline. The time you had me, the time I was there, well, whatever. You see what I'm saying here? So no. You get to pick who you, where, how, when, why. You decide. Not the situation, not the problem, not because the lights got cut off, well, because there's no food or you lost your job, you don't have no. Those things don't get to decide what you do for the rest of the day, let alone the rest of your life. Right? This is also how addiction and things like this come in. I know I used to be an addict. I could talk about it. This is where addiction and things like this come in. Because life begins to life, right? Life is life and doing all the things. And well, you don't have the skills, the tools, the wisdom, nor the knowledge to do what? Process these situations. So what do? We run from. We go into survival mode. We go into Trump. You see? What I'm saying here? Life doesn't get to decide. Stop allowing your life to live for you. Okay? You have to stop living in survival mode and start sculpting your life. Get your hands dirty. Get your hands wet. It's yours. It belongs to you. If you've allowed yourself to get entangled with it, if you've allowed yourself to do it, well, then it is absolutely your responsibility to get yourself out. Take accountability for that. That's yourself. There's nothing more important than you. If you don't care about you, if you're not taking care of you, if you're not loving on you, where is it coming from, baby? Because the stuff that you accepting and allowing others to give you is not what it's supposed to look like, feel like, and be like. Stop making excuses for your life. It's okay. We get lost. We fall by the wayside, right? This is why you want to get into alignment though, right? Because when you in alignment, what happens? It don't matter how hard that wind blow. Look, where that storm come from, you bend, you fold, you may go left, right, forward, back, but you don't break, baby. You flexible, baby. That's that new flexibility. I tell you all the time. With spirit, when you live a divine life, a spiritual life, a religious, whatever you call it, you have to be flexible and adaptable. You don't know when God is going to call and where he's sending you when he do call and when he's expecting you to go. And you don't have time to ask questions. When you're given an assignment, you go to work. You ask questions later. So again, no, your life doesn't get to live for you. The people around you don't get to decide. No. Your job doesn't get to decide. Your friends on your... No. No. The bills don't get to decide. No. Because that's what I was going to tell you earlier. That's what I was going to tell you earlier because I lost it. Once you get yourself together, I tell you no lies. I am not a man that should lie. And I used to be a beautiful liar. I used to be a beautiful liar. Do you hear me? Oh, that girl used to be good. I don't even know if I told the truth. But I do now, and that's all I tell. Once you get yourself together, once you, not once... Listen, once you get you together, because this is not about any outside injections. No, this is about you. Once you get you together, everything else will fall into place. I don't know if you understand that. Let me say it one more time. One more time. Once you get yourself together, I don't care what is going on around you. Okay, because remember, I've been homeless, right? I've been addicted to drugs. I've been in prison, right? All these things. No matter what is going on around you, if you can stop worrying about everybody else and what they doing, where they going, why they going, who they going with, when they coming back. If you can stop worrying about the distractions or the bills and the... I know it's heavy. I know it's heavy. But if you can, for one season, one moment, cut that attention off to these things and allow yourself to go into you and fix yourself. Oh, shoot. Because this is what you got to understand, baby. Everything outside of you is deriving from somewhere inside of you. Okay? Everything outside of you is deriving from somewhere inside of you. And depending on where it's deriving from inside of you, what the root cause is, how deep that root is, when it happened and where it's stemming from, oh, it determines everything. Because everything you do, no matter what it is always going to come back. That root, that thing, whatever it is in you is connected. We are energy beings. Remember that everything is energy, love. As long as that energy is spiraling around you, inside of you, this is the only thing that can happen outside of you, my love. So, if you can go in yourself and do this work, everything else outside of you will begin to fall into place. If you could, because you know what? I'm already banned. They've already blocking me on all my social platforms because I'm telling you to love yourself and what you're worth, which is crazy to me. I don't give a damn. If you could step away from the social media for one moment, if you could step away from Cardi B, my God, the people on the radio for one moment, if you could step away from that game system for one moment, if you could step away from chasing money for one moment, if you could step away from chasing that fame, from being this person, from wanting to be seen so damn bad for a minute and see yourself, my God, your whole world would fall into place. Everything, your whole life, the rest of your life would fall into place. You wouldn't have to worry, oh God, about anything ever again. if you would go into yourself and do this work. This world is it's a joke. It's not real. It's not real, love. That world outside is not real. The only world that is ever going to be real to you is the world that you create for yourself. The only world that you are going to thrive in is when you step into your purpose and you begin to walk, live, and breathe in your purpose and do what God created you to do and fulfill your destiny. Nothing in this world is real. Everything out there is designed to keep you out there so you can go in here and create your own universe. It's a universe inside you right now. Right now. That pain you feeling, the struggle you're dealing with, oh God, the depression, the anxiety, God, the pain, the shame, the resentment, Jesus. Oh God, you don't have to hold that. You don't have to continue to do that. It's a setup to keep you from divinity. But you got to make a choice. You have to make a choice. Oh, God. I got to get out of here. I got to get off of here. Listen to me. Listen. Listen. A week. Try it a week. A week. Try a week. Try giving. Try one day. Try one day. Try one day in living in your old, broke down, current self. Whatever your self is right now. Try living one day in this space. Because you know it well. It's easy to do. You just wake up and go. Do that. But then tomorrow, I would encourage you to take on that higher dimensional version of yourself. Take on the God version of you. Take on the spirit version of you. Take on the highest vibration of you. When you sit, oh, Spirit, I don't know why you get me in here doing this, because you know I get excited. When you sit and you think about that version of yourself that you feel is just, because you all got one. That person you sit up there thinking about that you could be, do that tomorrow. Be that person tomorrow. That means walk like them, talk like them. Everything. Yes, to you, it may feel like you being, that's cute. So, I didn't say this. I'm like, I didn't say this. This God just said this. I'm just going to tell you what I heard. Just like you walk around acting like you damn one of these people you see on this online, whoever you idolizing and so crazy about it, want to be like, smell like, talk like, walk like. Move that person out the way and put your highest vibration of self in there and be that person tomorrow. Walk like you. Talk like you. Do. It might feel like it's fake and you're pretending, but the thing about it is, wouldn't you rather pretend to be the highest version of yourself than one of these people that you absolutely have no idea who they are, what they doing, what they're involved in, but you see them on this line and on the TV and all the lights and bells and glitter and gold and shiny things and just has you in the damn head, tail spin. No. That should be you. That should be you in that space. Because it's a higher version of you. So, do that. Do that. Do that. Try that a day. Start out with a day. Then bump it up 2 days. Bump it up 3 days. Slowly but surely, that old version of you will start falling off. But I want you to start paying attention when you do this, when you have these days, and actually compare. Compare your days. Compare your experiences. Compare your mindset. Compare your heart set. Compare your soul space to that high version of you and to that low version of you. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't care. Get it done. So you can actually go back and see the things that you experience when you in these different spaces, because it absolutely is going to be a difference. Whether you choose to see it or not is on you. You can stay blind if you want to, baby. I choose here. It's better. I like to see inside. Yeah, do that. Do these little things. See, this is our thing. This is yourself. This is your life. Do these little experiments with yourself. Like I said, you ain't got nothing to lose. And if your life has looked anything like mine did before I got here, well, you ain't got nothing to lose. Ain't nothing here but to gain. Try it. Why not? Something that's actually going to feel good to you and be beneficial to you. Ooh, we dare do that. It's so hard to do that. We so concerned about everybody else and what they got going on, and choose you already. Choose you already. Time is moving. I don't know if you've noticed, every year that goes by, time is moving faster and faster. Right? You don't find that? Y'all think that's a coincidence, a coinky-dink? Ain't no such thing as coincidences. So when you gonna start getting into alignment? When you gonna start making sure that your thinking is creating your environment, and that your environment is absolutely not creating your thinking? Again, if your environment is creating your thinking, oh God, I gotta get off of here, Spirit. How long we been on? Stop and just stop. I want, if you on here, just stop a minute. Stop. Look around you. Look around you. Feel the energy from that space, because you can feel it. You can absolutely feel it. You may not be sensitive to it yet. You may not be privy to it yet, but you can absolutely feel the energy in any space you go in. If around you, if you've done this assessment and you've gotten any negative, anything that didn't feel so good, anything that is not going to be a part of you ascending, then okay, you need to be mindful of these things, because you don't want to be spending so much time in these spaces if you don't have to. The other thing is understanding that your mind is everything. Okay? Before you see that the changes, the change in atmosphere and environment and the physical, you got to be able to change it in your mind first, okay? Change your mind set, you change your world. It's so simple that it's so stupidly simple that it's complicated. Would you begin to change your mind, and everything else, I promise you, will begin to fall into place, okay? But you got to start somewhere. You have to pick a starting point. That's the thing. You got to pick a starting point. Start today. Start today. Start today. Just tweak a little something every day. A little something. Even if it's like taking a new route home from work. You know, like when I worked, when I worked, I went to what? I went to work every day the same way, every day, did the same thing. See, this is what, do you know what a program is, right? Because that's what a program is. A program does what? It does the same thing over and over and over. And a program also does what? It runs by itself. It doesn't need insight. It's been programmed. You are a program. You have to begin to unprogram yourself. A lot of the things that are programmed into you, you have programmed them into yourself. They have been programmed into you from a past experience, a relationship, a past situation. This is how these programs got into you, right? Also, we know that what, like we were talking about earlier, our personality, our characteristics, these kind of things are in our DNA. So those habits, the not so good things, I'm sorry to tell you, but yes, they have absolutely become a part of your dinner. What movie was that? Your DNA, your dinner. They've become a part of your DNA. I don't even know if you understand that. So you creating new habits, you now doing new things, you unprogramming yourself. This is also a part of you redoing your DNA. Why you think? How do you think? What do you think a chain breaker is? A cycle breaker is. A cycle breaker, a chain breaker, a generational bond breaker is the one who does what? Wakes up despite the environment that it's been born into, predestined to, because that's what everybody else has experienced. So being that that's what everybody else experienced and knew, they could only do what? Expose it to you and teach it to you. So this is all you know, right? So now that, well, God, spirit, whatever it is, has begun to illuminate your path and you are now becoming awakened, then you now have the choice of free will to choose an alternate route from the one everybody else is going in, right? So this is you. This is you and this is everybody else. And this is the route that everybody else has been going in your whole life. Your mama, your grandpa, your great-grandparents, your sister, your brother, hell, your children. Because you taught it to them. You wasn't woke yet. You hadn't woke up yet. So yeah, your children and the things is still operating outside of you. So they still in this. Ooh, look at that cycle. Ooh, you see that energy? Because that's all energy do. It go round and round and round. So here you go. Here you go. And, well, guess what happens? That cycle ain't looking so good no more. And slowly but surely, every time your energy change, you do what? You start to put a little in that cycle and you hit it again. You hit me and hit it again. And hit it again. And you keep hitting it because that's them shadows, right? That's you facing them hard truths, right? That's you dealing with them unhealed relationships, right? That's you dealing with them family issues and everything you've been through, right? And every time you deal with one, not only do one of them chains loose, because you know we bonded, we chained, right? Not only do one of them chains loose, right? But you putting a rift. Ooh, so that circle, guess what? That circle, look, ooh, it ain't going back all the way around no more. It ain't going all the way around no more. Why? Because that chain breaker, that cycle breaker, you done hit it. All them times, like I said, you face one of them things. Accountability, responsibility. You get more discipline, right? You putting a rift in that circle. So now your energy is going like this. It's a rift in that circle. That circle ain't changing. That circle ain't changing. It's a disconnect in that circle. So what happens is you keep on going because you that chain breaker. You keep on going. And before you know it, not only have you caused a rift in that circle and the way that energy was being dispersed, but you have actually now caused the whole trajectory of that circle to change. This circle represents your life. This circle represents your family, man, your children, everybody coming behind you. So, oh God, now you didn't change the trajectory of this circle. So guess what? Instead of that circle keep looping around like this, once you put that space in it and it was going like this from side to side like that pendulum, ooh, because you done broke all them chains off. You done broke all them chains off. And before you know it, you have now managed to break that energy from that circle and change that dang on circle into a straight line. Do you hear me? Now that energy, your energy has now created this line going that way. You hear me? This energy, the line is now going that way. And instead of that circle going that way, it's been going for 100 years. You have changed the trajectory of that circle. Now the circle down goes this way. Because you that chain breaker. You that cycle breaker. You didn't change the whole trajectory of that circle. That is your life. That is your energy. Not only for you, but for everybody to come behind you. That means nobody's life now after you will ever be the same. Because you didn't change. You just switched up that energy on that circle. Then you got it going the right way. Because at first, it was going the wrong way. I don't know if you had noticed that. That circle was going the wrong way. Oh, you just switched that energy around. You just switched that energy around. Now, you have set not only the stage, like I said, but the energy. You have switched the whole trajectory. Spirit, how long we going to be on here? So, okay. Sorry, bear with me, y'all. That's what happens when I told y'all I didn't have no points today. Have you ever heard of somebody going in and changing their past? Have you ever heard of that? Because that's what you did. When you broke that cycle, you also changed that past. You changed the history of the whole family now, again, to whoever is finna come after you. All because you changed your mind. All because you woke up. All because God called you, Spirit called you, and you answered the phone. Because it's been ringing. You're not the first person that God called. You're not the first person that God chose in your lineage, in your bloodline, in your family to make these beautiful things happen. But the world has gotten so big and so busy and so dark. Because to y'all it look bright. To me it look dark. And so bright that, well, the people are too busy. Too distracted. It's always something to do. It's always somewhere to go. And it's leading you nowhere quick too. That's where you on a road real quick going down to the well. So, listen. We got to start switching that trajectory around, okay? Start using that beautiful mind. Start using it. Stop letting it use you, girl, sir. I know what it's like. Trust me. Mine used me for almost 44 years, okay? 39 good ones. It got at least 39 out of me, okay? So, I thank y'all for being on with me today. I'm going to see you guys next week. Same time, same place. I thank you for jumping on today. The ones who did, the ones who I missed. I love you. I miss you. And I'm going to see y'all next week. So, enjoy the rest of your day. But what do I want you to absolutely do for the rest of your day? Bye-bye.